Let's start with the Mariners and the Blue Jays. Mariners plus 110 here. Blue Jays minus 135 as home favorites. Total is 8 runs. This is game 2 of the series. Toronto leading it 1-0 last night. The Blue Jays beating the Mariners 6-2 behind Kikuchi, who went 6 innings and no earned runs against his former team. Today we have Logan Gilbert going for Seattle, who's 4-1 this season with a 2.13 ERA against Jose Barrios, who's had the benefit of a ton of run support, 2-2 this year, despite having a 5.82 ERA. So, Jenks, it seems a little odd to me that the Blue Jays are pretty heavy favorites here at minus 135, despite the pitching mismatch going, I think, to the Seattle Mariners here.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. I was under the impression that Jose Barrios was going to start. It's going to be Kikuchi?
No, did you listen? Kikuchi pitched last
Oh,
night.
it's last night. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, wait a second. Yes, I am actually going with the Mariners here. I like the Mariners at plus money. I got confused there for a second. I just don't trust Barrios here. He has not been good this season, has an ERA well over 5. And if you look at Logan Gilbert, he has absolutely stepped it up from his rookie season. He had what was considered, I guess, a bad outing last time out against the Phillies, took the loss. But even then, he wasn't terrible, gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. Not great, but even his bad outings haven't been awful. And I know we keep talking about those Blue Jays bats, how dangerous they are, but they have not really come alive this season. They're batting below the league average. So you've got a better pitcher. And I think this is way too much juice to lay with the Blue Jays. I'll gladly take Seattle at plus money, Chelsea.
I think this is a good spot for an underdog play, especially the Seattle team behind Logan Gilbert, who, like you said, has been great this year. I think Toronto is a little overvalued here. Yes, they're at home, but Jose Barrios, despite having a decent record, has just been not very reliable for Toronto. And let's look at the Mariners as underdogs this season. They haven't been great. I will say that. 8-15, which means they are winning some games outright as underdogs, but haven't been, dominant. Toronto as a favorite this season, 15-10, which is not a great clip when you are favored to win games. It's been a little bit of a disappointing season for Seattle, I will say, but I think this pitching matchup is the time to play the Mariners behind Logan Gilbert, who has been really good. Let's move on to the Giants and the Rockies. Giants minus 165, Rockies plus 135 at home. And the total is 11.5 runs. It's Alex Cobb going for San Francisco, 2-1 this year with a 3.98 ERA against Chad Cole, 3-1 with a 2.88 ERA. Jenks, are you willing to lay this kind of price with the Giants?
I have not. I haven't had time to handicap this game, so I don't really know a lot of the underlying metrics here. If I'm playing it, I would probably stay away. I would lean Giants minus 165, but it makes me a little nervous because that's a lot of juice, particularly at Coors Field. I think Alex Cobb is the better pitcher here, even though Cool's ERA is lower. So I would lean Giants just because they've won 6 straight. They're playing good baseball right now, but I'm not going to play it.
I think maybe looking at the Rockies here on the run line, if you can get a decent price, just because they've been really good at home and they're one of the best hitting lineups in all baseball. First in baseball in team batting average, and that clip's even better when they are playing at home. I'm always tempted to take an under just because the total is so high at 11.5, but we've seen some of these totals just fly over. So it is a dangerous game when you are playing unders at Coors Field because we all know that ball just flies out of the park there. Jenks, did you want to go back to this Padres game?
I want to look at it for just a second now. It's not on the board yet at BetMGM, but one thing I think you should take a look at if the number is right is the over here. We have Mike Clevenger going for the Padres. Only 2 appearances this season, Chelsea, but he has an ERA at 5. He has not gotten past the 4th inning right now in either of those starts, and the Phillies are raking right now. They're really hitting the ball well. Almost swept the Dodgers in LA for the first time since 1985. We don't know who's going to start for the Phillies. That's why this isn't on the board. But it looks to be maybe Zach Eflin. And if that's the case and the total is right, I would look at the over here. Last time out, he was touched up for 6 runs in 4 1/3 innings. His ERA is 4.5 this season, and particularly with the way Philly is hitting the ball, the over is 6-1 in Philly's last 7. The over is 5-0 in the Padres' last 5. So if you like the number, I would recommend the over there when it's posted.
Yeah, I wouldn't talk you off of Phillies over just because they have been tearing the cover off the ball, and sometimes their bullpen is very untrustworthy. It's just hard to handicap a game when you don't know who is pitching and the total's not on the board. So that's why I was kind of skittish on doing that one. But you're right, the trends certainly point towards the over in that one. Tonight, as the games are unfolding, you can listen to BetMGM tonight with Quentin Mayo, Ryan Horvath, and Trista Crick. How cool is this? Not only do they get to react in real time, they can also instantly offer their advice for in-game wagering. It's all in BetQL and all available on the Odyssey app. Well, Jenks, hockey's back. It's not going to be a boring night for hockey fans. And guess what? We're going to give you 1 minute to talk about the NHL. Go.
1 minute minor.
Guys, that 4-game winning streak came to an end, so let's get back on the right side on the ice and make some money. Round 2, NHL playoffs tonight. Let's get to it. We got the Lightning visiting the Panthers. Lightning plus 135 on the money line. Panthers minus 160. Total set at 6 and a hook. Juice to the over. I think that's the right side. Both games this evening have totals of 6.5. I like this game better. I'm a little worried about Andrei Vasilevskiy, who is a legend in the net. That's always a possibility of him showing out. However, the Lightning have hit the over in 4 of their last 5 games. Panthers have done it in their last 2, and it's hard to fade these two high-powered offenses. We've seen it during the regular season. Lightning averaged 3.46 goals per game. The Panthers averaged more than 4 per game. Not only that, the over in this series, 29-1 in the last 30. I expect a fast pace, a lot of goals, and in the end, some cash at the final horn. Chelsea, I'm going over 6.5 goals. Lightning at Panthers tonight. That is juiced to minus 135 at BetMGM.
Ooh. And didn't Jason Scott say the Panthers that are getting a bunch of sharp money, or was it somebody else?
It's the Panthers, which really surprises me. There are a lot of teams to like in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I have the Flames at 9-1. That has already dropped down to plus 550 after they finally ousted the Stars. But what surprises me about the Panthers is that the Capitals, I think, and I'm a Capitals fan, I know I can't be truly objective here, but the Caps probably should have won that series. They had a chance to win a game in overtime where Garrett Hathaway hit the post and could have won an empty netter, and he missed it and hit the post. And then they were up 3 goals to none in, what was it, Game 5 in Florida, and the Caps blew that lead. So they had plenty of chances to win this series, particularly against Sergei Bobrovsky, who they had a lot of success with before when he was in Columbus, and they sort of blew it. So I don't know why the money is coming in on the Panthers. The Sharps certainly know a lot more than I do, but a lot of people like Florida, and they were great during the regular season. I get that.
So is this game 1 of the series?
This is game 1, second round, Chelsea, and I can't wait for us to talk hockey for the next 20, 30 minutes.
Well, we have like 45 seconds. I was just going to ask, do you play totals differently depending on which game of the series it is?
Yeah, sometimes. I think sometimes in game 7s in particular, you see lower scoring games because the games get really, really tight. And that's what we saw that all series between the Flames and the Stars, saw between the Lightning and Leafs in game 7 as well.